Welcome back to 1876 Sports and Culture Podcast, a show focused on highlighting the illustrious Prairie View A&M University, the HBCU of Texas, by promoting SWAC and the HBCU experience, featuring your fellow PV Panthers, Roland Austin, Jay Cleasy, Big Mike Washington, three-time SWAC champ Gati Werema, former drum major HBCU band historian Shaunetta Haskell, and Al Williams, driving the show from the Hill. Please subscribe and follow us on social media at 1876 SCP. And don't forget, we do it for the culture.
Welcome to the 1876 Sports and Culture Podcast. This is Al Williams driving the ship again this week. I've got Joe Clay, Mike Washington, and Shaunetta Haskell. What's going on?
Man, recuperating from an awesome day on the yard.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I'm still making my way back, man. I had my first NASCAR weekend. I'm making my way back to civilization, I guess you could say. But so if I drop out or if my Wi-Fi get a little shaky, go ahead and jump in, doing my best I can on the road here.
We got you.
Yeah.
But yeah, a couple of things we need to talk about, man. Our brother, Dr. Clinton Harvey, passed away, and they just had his homegoing celebration of life here on the yard on Friday.
Yeah, man. Dr. Harvey, he taught math. He taught almost every engineer who took a math class, took it from either Dr. Harvey, Dr. Stewart, or Dr. Frazier. So I took Cal 1, Cal 2 from Dr. Harvey, man. He helped turn out a ton of engineers from PV.
45 years he was on the yard. 45 years.
Yep, just shy of a half a century. So I had all three, Harvey, Stewart, and him. So true legends of if you know the yard, and yes, you are right. If you're an engineer, you had all three, and they had distinctive characteristic. They all had this characteristics. You knew you were talking to Doc Stewart. You knew when you talking to Dr. Harvey. It's just their personalities were bigger than life.
Yeah, I think Dr. Harvey was more laid back compared to the other two, but you knew, like you said, he was distinctive, and you knew who you were talking to when you spoke with him.
And that's putting it nice, because Doc. If you know Doc Stewart. Dr. Freddie Frazier.
I'm thinking about Dr. Freddie Frazier and how every problem was a female. I had an issue with that.
Well, he was something of a male chauvinist, but it's okay.
Personified.
Oh gosh! So
we
love him anyway.
Yeah, but they're
absolutely.
Still our elders, man. So we respect them, and he will definitely be missed on the yard. Definitely be missed.
Yes, we poured a little out for him in his honor. So
there we go. I like it. Now, big things coming on the yard this week. We've got the first career fair of the year happening on Wednesday and Thursday. I think it's going to be held in MSC. So all of our students that are fans of the show, make sure you get those resumes tight, and please show up in professional wear. Don't show up in without your first day fit, or if your first day fit was not appropriate, let's get a career day fit thing going.
If you ordered it from Fashion Nova, don't wear it to career day.
Right.
Just saying. Probably not appropriate.
And the long tips, the 3-inch tips, you can probably take those off the career fair.
Take the shellac off.
Yeah, fellas, clean shaven, professionally dressed, not dressed for any club you might go in. Of course, I hope you know this, but have somebody once over, twice over, or 3 times over your resume, depending on where you are.
Yes.
You all know I am passionate about resumes, and so please go, if you don't have anyone, go on Google, right, and just do some research, and remember that you got 30 seconds to make an impression with that resume. Okay, 30 seconds. So
that's right.
Right. It's your 30-second elevator speech. Yep, you got 30 seconds to impress them. So,
Okay.
Exactly. And also to all the students, don't wait until your senior year to go to the career fair. Start going your freshman year. Start building those relationships. If you can get a summer internship, all that matters. It's always better to graduate with work experience, so then you can demand a salary that's a little bit higher than someone with no experience. So I encourage every PV student to be at the career fair. Even if you're just looking to go to grad school, a lot of times there are a lot of universities that show up at the career fair looking for students to join their graduate program. So everybody on the yard needs to make their way over to the career fair at some point on Wednesday or Thursday this week.
Man, I don't know about y'all, but maybe I'm having a bit of a nostalgia, but I remember back in the day, I know we've streamlined this. Back in the day, it used to be in the Baby Dome. And
Yes.
you had all these rows. And I remember walking over either from Banks or Holly in my hot suit, with my briefcase and resumes, thinking, whoo, man, I got to make this
Gabardine
work.
pants.
Exactly.
It felt like a cattle call, man. I hated it.
Oh my gosh.
The one thing I would say though, because I was actually before COVID, I actually went down to Prairie View to recruit. So the one thing advice that I would give the students is, even though they say they are there to recruit engineers or business majors, just talk to them, because every company has a PR department, a communications department, IT, business. Even if they're not there recruiting for that, just talk to them, give them your resume. They may pass it on. So again, and also I noticed a lot of students, they only wanted to talk to certain companies, right? You want to talk to every company, as many people that you can, because everyone, like when I went, everyone was in the Chevron line, and there was another oil and gas. I can't think of it, but it's like, look, there are so many other companies here. Intuit was one of them. Not Intuit. Maybe it was Intuit, and not many people were in their line. I'm like, do y'all not understand what Intuit is? Maybe because you only know TurboTax. But I'm like, if I'm an accounting major, I'm trying to get in line to talk to Intuit. But I digress.
Yeah, no, not a good point, because that we used to think of it'd be a huge bundle of people at the Dow line or at the Chevron line, but there are so many mid-sized petrochemical companies that are interested in bringing in engineers on. So I don't want to digress, but I just want to put an emphasis on what Shaunetta just said.
Yep,
absolutely. And speaking of career fairs, on the other side of that, I'll be there recruiting, but a couple of weeks ago, we lost our plug in the president's office when Billy Davis stepped down. He was kind of our alumni connection in the president's office. So we really need somebody to fill that space that can deliver that same level of service that Billy had provided for the last few years, man, because I'm telling you, on coming from the corporate side, he was always my point of contact whenever I needed to get something done at the university. One of my line brothers, who is vice president over at Frito-Lay, just texted me this morning. It's like, hey, send me Billy's number because I'm going on the yard this week. I thought, oh man, Billy just stepped down. So you should have saw the string of emojis he sent me, but we really need to get somebody in that space that can help us.
Yeah. So folks who are qualified, PV alum who are qualified, submit your resume, negotiate your salary after the fact, once you get it, but at least send your resume in to make the phone call. Please consider that. We need qualified PV alum in that role, in that position, to facilitate those conversations.
Yes, we do. Hey man, I had NASCAR all weekend, but I got a couple of updates on the news last week. Governor DeSantis out of Florida, basically trafficking asylum seekers across the country to other states. And my understanding is sent some folks, or maybe it was Abbott, sent some folks directly to Vice President Kamala Harris's residence. What's really going on, bruh?
Man, it's insanity. And they don't even realize, or maybe they do and just don't care, they broke the law.
Exactly. And where is our man? I'm told you, I've been dealing with Merrick Garland for about 2 years now. We got this punk attorney general that won't prosecute anybody. I'm like, it's time to either shit or get off the pot, man.
Yep.
I had enough of him. He got to go.
And he act like he got to have the perfect case built before he does anything. Case ain't never gonna be perfect.
People, they told the people out of Florida that they were headed to Boston and they were gonna have job opportunities and this and that, and then they end up on Martha's Vineyard. Now, anybody been to Martha's Vineyard? It is not easy to get out of Martha's Vineyard. It's a reason why the rich people kind of congregate at Martha's Vineyard, because it's hard to get in and it's hard to get out.
Yep.
Crazy.
And so again, I think we mentioned it a couple shows ago, Florida and Texas, obviously, and then all these other southern states, they're all SWAC states. SWAC votes matter. These fools got to get voted out. We as SWAC alum, with all these fancy degrees we got, with all these letters we got from fraternities, sororities, we have power. We have voting power. We got to exercise our voting power throughout these SWAC states.
Going back to that, it's interesting, the dichotomy of this issue, because I was listening to, news this morning. I always listen to both sides. I listen to Fox, I listen to CNN, I listen to MSNBC. It's amazing the spin that Fox News were putting on it. They were saying that these were arranged transfers. There was someone there to meet them. They had a family member there to make sure that they had clothing, housing, shelter. I was like, really? So you're trafficking people, and this is what you give me? This is what we're going with? So
see,
exactly.
I'm past the point of even wanting to hear what the foolishness the other side is spewing. We know they lying. Like, I don't need to hear it. I don't need to witness the craziness that they throwing out there. Let's just push our agenda and make sure our people are moving in one accord to get these fools out of office.
SWAC votes matter. I like that one. That's a hashtag right there. All right. One more thing. I know you guys, I saw some posters on Instagram with you guys met somebody on the yard out of the College of Engineering. So give me that backstory.
Man, yeah, we out in the tailgate area after the game, just chilling, and two guys walk up to us and start talking to us, and he was a Pete Nicholas, class of '80. He just talking and just mentioned that he was a double-E major, moved out to Cali and worked out in Cali for many 20, 30 years after graduation. And he just talking as if it was just very casual. But come to find out, he designed a navigation system to help land the first space shuttle.
Wow. Out of PV.
Just crazy, out of PV. And anytime you go on a yard, like just casual conversation, you meet people like this all the time.
Can we get like a lab named after him or something? We need to talk to Dean Obioma. We got all these hidden figures right here at PV. We need to recognize them. These kids need to know their names.
Yeah.
Here's the deal, though. He was with another gentleman. He was a Caucasian male, very passionate individual. He shared us a story about how offended he was, especially with Texas A&M. When we played them, he said, they had the signs that said, your degree from Prairie View doesn't mean that. I can't name one person of color from Prairie View that was as offended as he was. He was hurt. He was angry. He was very proud to be from this institution. And then his stepsister, Joe, was one of the originators of the Black Foxes, or I kind of lost track of the story because Joe was asking some awkward questions.
He said his sister was one of the original Black Foxes, and her nickname was Papoose.
Papoose.
So just think about your nickname in the late 70s. Your nickname is Papoose, and you a Black Fox. I'm just saying, context clues.
So I don't know whether I was more impressed with the work he did on the show, or the fact that he had his stepsister who was one of the originators of the Black Foxes, and her name was Papoose. That's kind of like seeing people, a 4x1 relay team wearing all pink. You better be fast if you're gonna wear that. With a name like Papoose, you better be good.
So, hey, we're going to leave it there, man. We got to move on to football. I hate to have to move on to football, but we're going to talk about it for a quick minute anyway. All right, we'll be right back.
2nd and 5. First, the hole up the middle, and breaks free. The 20, the 10. Touchdown, Prairie View. And it is Tristan Wallace.
And we are back. Let's talk this, all right, man. Now, we done got whooped by the Baptists and the Catholics 2 years in a row. Is this home and home done? Say it's over, man. I'm done. I don't need to see these boys anymore.
Man, I hope so. This year was a little better than last year in that, last year they hung 40 on us. We scored 9 this year, 31-14. We pulled some of the first string out. And I must admit that Channing Dumas, he had spots where he looked really good. Ahmad Antoine was a beast.
Yes,
not only did he have 14 carries, 86 yards, he blocked a punt. So there were some bright and shining stars, even in this occasion, even in this instance. I did some fact checking. Where they beat us, they really just bullied us on the line. Yeah. Offensive and defensive line. I did some fact checking. Their offensive line, it looks like 6'5", 300, 6'6", 300.
Yes, sir.
6'7", 325. I'm reading it right here. What our defensive line looks like is 6'1", 270, 6'2", 280. So order of magnitude 2 to 3 inches, plus giving up 30, 40 pounds. So, law of mass.
So you can't change physics.
Exactly. You can't change them physics. So they definitely dominated us. And you can just do the eyeball test and tell that, they controlled the line. They pushed us back 3-4 yards every rush. I can go through the numbers, but, I will give hats off to PV for the amount of freshmen they played. They played a much better game this year than they did last year. That's my one takeaway. So we'll see what comes up. What comes up in a couple of weeks. What happened to Southern. So, a lot of folks left there. Yeah, so.
It was some folks, they were talking all summer about Pastor Dooley. They start calling Pastor Dooley down there at Southern. And, man, it's the second year in a row that they took that L from Texas Southern.
Yeah, man.
It's some Jaguar Nation is not happy right now.
First time in 50 years that Texas Southern has beat them and left the 0 on the blank. Not the first time they beat them in that long, but first time that they beat them and held, shut them out, left a big goose egg on the thing. So that was my takeaway. The other thing was Pastor Dooley's suit.
Yes.
Great
man, that blue and white pinstripe, no socks, loafers, and the bow tie. You can't do that, man. And take that L, that hot L, 24.
Yeah.
Ooh,
hey, you could do it. It just don't look
24
good.
24 to
Yeah, 24 to
Hey, I tell you what, man, I'm feeling real good right now. Just as Mike said, I'm not worried about our front seven because we just went back-to-back games where there was a significant size disadvantage on the front four. So our front seven against SWAC schools will be impressive. I ain't even worried. No one will have the rotation that we have to throw at them. Our defense will not get ran through for 300-400 yards against another SWAC opponent. So what I did want our PV fans to understand, as I look at Facebook and social media and everybody talking all this noise about what happened, our coaching staff this and our players that, half these people don't know what they're talking about, man. As Mike pointed out, you cannot go against a team where you're giving up several inches and 50 to 70 pounds on the defensive line.
They're the number 8 team in all FCS.
Absolutely.
For a reason.
Yes.
Yes.
For
They
a
arguably
reason.
have 2 players that could probably be justified as FCS MVPs. So they, they were a good team. Give them their credit.
And just for the folks who don't know, who thought that, oh, well, they lost their quarterback, he transferred. Well, guess what? Lindsey Scott Jr. was a 3-star recruit, number 1 quarterback coming out of LSU, Gatorade Player of the Year in the state of Louisiana. He ain't no slouch. He started LSU, went to Missouri, and ended up at Incarnate Word. So if you knew that, if you did your homework, you understood it was going to be a tough game. It ain't a SWAC opponent. This game did not matter. In optics, yeah, we don't like it. But our first and foremost option or takeaway is that be healthy for SWAC play.
Yeah.
Our
quarterback and our
from last year.
Yes, sir.
Be healthy for SWAC play. And we are still in first place in the West, and it's going to be the Wild Wild West this year. So, hey, man, I already made my reservations, man. I got a feeling that the championship game is going to be in Jackson. I got my reservations. We going back. We going to run it back. Let's do this.
I got mine too, man. I got that same funny feeling and a sneaky suspicion. So
I don't want to go back to Jackson. Damn.
Hey, man, if that's what a championship is, that's what we going. There it is.
There it is.
All right, so let's take a quick break. We're going to talk band real quick, and then we'll be right back. And we are back. Let's talk some band. We didn't have a competition this weekend, but there's a lot going on in the band world. Shaunetta, what's going on?
So one thing I want to definitely make sure that I do today is give a shout out to the Cat 5. Those young men are exciting to watch as a unit. By far, no disrespect to the guys from last year, but this group, you can just tell that they enjoy marching together. You can see they're putting in the work. And you can actually see some of the creativity. They're doing some things that I think are traditional, but I see some new things that they're doing. And I just do, they're carrying their weight. There's no sore thumbs. No one sticks out. Oh, his 90's not high enough. So I definitely wanted to make sure that I gave them their I was going to say flowers, their kudos right now. So I did see the halftime show from yesterday, and I like the show. I like the energy of the dance. Y'all know I always talk about tradition, right? And so I have something to look forward to. I noticed that they did it at the end of the Texas Southern game or the halftime show, and they did it yesterday. The next time we see the band, I hope they do it. I hope this is new. When they march off the field, right, and they're doing that sideline blow down, watch the marching storm drummers. They are doing this dance, right? Please watch the snare drum on the left. He catches my attention. The entire band, and my focus goes to him. When I tell you this baby he is pelvic thrusting like nobody's business. Okay. This kid,
how come you notice that?
Well, you can't miss it, huh?
You can't miss it.
He is going to grab your attention. Okay,
gotta have that rhythm, shouty.
Yeah. So I don't know if the band is traveling to Alabama State to go against the Mighty Marching Hornets, but if they do, I'll look for some footage. But I don't know. I haven't heard anything as far as on our social media channels. I haven't heard whether or not they're going. So not necessarily about Prairie View. I did see the halftime show with Southern and Texas Southern, right? So they played here in the Dallas area yesterday. And so the internet is buzzing about basically, I'm gonna call it a stunt that Texas Southern did, the Ocean of Soul. So at the end of their halftime show, they go, because Southern was already in the stands. So then Texas Southern goes over and basically blows at them. And what they blow, now we talked about this the last two shows about what you are known for playing. So nobody does it better. Of course, it was not written for Southern, but anyone who follows Southern know they play that song. And that is what Texas Southern played, right? And so, of course, Southern, being Southern, they did what Southern does. They blew back. You know, the jury's out on who was better. I'm going with Southern, but I do want to say this about Texas Southern, because I have mad respect for Texas Southern University, right? I would be remiss if I did not talk about the contributions that they have made as far as pharmacists and attorneys and doctors. So again, mad respect for Texas Southern University. Now the ocean of soul. If you go back and you look, when they were approaching Southern, they started chanting and they were saying TS, TS, TSU. Anyone who follows Grambling does that.
Yes.
Okay. Texas Southern is now doing who you rooting for. Okay.
Yep.
So I don't know, be original. I see Jackson State is on your calendar, so I don't know if are you gonna do Get Ready? Are you gonna do JSU Rocks the House? So I just be creative. So I'm probably in the minority on this because I know people like the rivalry to bat. I love it too, but I really just want you to be creative, right? You have the band director, right? This young man has done leaps and bounds with Texas Southern. Just be creative. That's all I'm gonna say about them. But back to the Storm. The Honda Battle of the Bands is back. So go to HondaBattleOfTheBands.com, vote daily for the Storm so that they can go back. I think you can vote until October 31st. So let's do that for the Storm. And that's all I have to say about Marching Storm.
I got one question. I got one question for you. When you talk about the end of halftime and the way they come off the field now, are you a fan of that? Do you like that? The way that or
no, I still like marching off.
Okay.
But I do think that I've seen other bands do it, and so maybe that's what they're doing now. It looks better than because when they first started doing it, it's like they just ran off the field. There does seem to be some type of tempo in which they leave the field, so I think it's fine. But you know what's something I'm going back to that Texas Southern. It made me think back when I was in the band, 1994, when we played Southern. Yep. Southern went back into the stands first, right? And so if you all remember, Carl, the band announcer at the time, whenever he would always end our shows and say, "Peace from the purple and gold."
Yeah.
When I tell you Southern blew the mess, as soon as he said it, Southern blew the mess out of Lenny Kravitz. It ain't over till it's over. And I was like, damn.
Spicy.
Good. Oh my God. I was like, it's kind of, yeah. So when I saw that what TSU did, it actually went back and made me go back and think about that. So
got you.
So yeah. I'm a fan of let's make it a little spicy, because you know what? Everybody and their mama is gonna want that TSU Southern ticket next year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody is gonna want to go to that game to see what's gonna happen. So I understand etiquette and protocol, but you know,
you could be spicy, but be original.
That's what I'm saying. Come with your own stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's great. I'm wondering what Southern did, how we were ready. I wonder if all bands, let me say it that way, would just say, oh, hell no, you're not going to do that because we're about to play something. Or would you just play nice? So no, I'm all for the battle. I love it. I think it's needed. But my thing is, don't go up to them doing a chant that you stole from Grambling.
Yeah.
So we need the Storm to be ready, because if somebody want to come at us, I don't want to have to be looking over like, come on, Dr. Lee, hit him with the fight of the bumblebee.
Yeah.
You know,
what you gonna do now?
Let's have something ready.
I'm just saying, any band that wants some, we ready. So
that part.
That's it.
Yeah.
I at first I was kind of like you with the way that the Storm comes off the field. Something about the way they did it yesterday seems like they made a tweak or they improved it. I like the tempo and the chant that goes with it. That's a little bit new school to me. So I'm a fan. I'm not a band aficionado, but I kind of like that.
I do. I think, like I said, initially, but no, I like it. And again, I like my little snare drummer.
Oh yeah.
All right. So if we got any Storm members that are watching this show, we need to know the name of that guy. The
Who
last
is the snare drum?
We need to know the pelvic thrust guy.
Yeah, that dude.
Exactly. We need him on the show.
He is working
We're about to give some attention.
Yeah. Gotta have that rhythm, shawty.
Exactly. Shouty, everybody say the snares run the band.
All right, that's enough. That's enough. Y'all crazy. All right, that's it. We'll be right back with what have we got next? We got Meet Me at the Flagpoles next, right? Yeah, Meet Me at the Flagpoles. My bad. I'm lost in the sauce here in this RV. So y'all bless my heart in a Texas kind of way.
Drink some water. You need to hydrate.
I know, man, real bad. We'll be right back. We are back for Meet Me at the Flagpoles. We've got with us our place kicker, Luis. And as we told y'all the last couple of weeks, we gave him a new nickname. It's Luis Money
Reyes.
Money. We wanted to clear the sample, man, but we couldn't clear the sample in time to play that Erykah Badu. I think they want a couple coins for that. So once we can clear, we can give you your theme music. But man, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right.
This is new. This is my first, I guess, cocktail, you could say.
All right. Well, welcome to the show, man. So tell us how you got into being a place kicker.
I'm gonna say it started with soccer. I mean,
okay.
I don't think it starts any other way. This is back when I was a baby. I started kicking a ball since I was a baby. My dad got me my first soccer ball, and ever since then, he always told me, you have a strong shot. Let's work on it. So because I'm working on it, I had just a straight shot, I had the curve shot, I had the outside shot, I had behind the heel, I have you name it.
Yeah, back in the day they used to say bend it like Beckham.
And then hey, Beckham, I got you. So it started there. Then 8th grade middle school. That's where I picked up football, tried out at receiver, maybe got like 3 passes. I got first downs a couple times. And then coach was like, hey, you can kick the ball, but I wanted you to be on B team so you can do both. So I was like, all right, that's cool. Then that's where it took off. It was all right. That's where it took off.
Yeah, man.
Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, I see you from the Cypress area. Which Cypress school you got? Because they got 100 Cypress schools.
2. I came from 2. Langham Creek High School.
Langham Creek? Oh man.
Oh Lord.
Freshman year. Coach Broussard, I don't know if y'all know him.
I do. I have family that still works there.
That was a go-to. He's the one that it was all the coaches, I'm not gonna lie. The whole entire coaching staff are what made me go harder. Because I remember one time they were like, they chewed me out because the punt I had, let's say, it went straight up, went up like 10 yards, bounced backwards, got negative yards. And then, ever since then, it was just like, got to prove to myself that, if you work hard, you can go to the top. So.
I like that. I like that, man. Langham Creek, what was the other one?
Langham Creek and Cypress Woods High School.
Oh, Cypress Woods. Okay, you went to, man, you just got richer and richer with all the Cypress schools.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
I have a question. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Finish.
Cypress was where it started. Coach Faith and Coach Trenton. Oh no, Trenton Faith and Neil. Coach Neil. I don't know his first name, but I first got there, right, and I quit football. I was done. I had just gone to a Rice camp, got MVP from ages 14 to 18. I'm thinking, I'm gonna go play soccer. I want soccer. Like I want it bad, and I didn't keep at it. So then whenever I got there, I was mediocre. Then something with my ligaments, and then boom, my mom said, "Nah, you're just gonna play football and that's it." And I got a scholarship, TSU, when TSU didn't do so hot there. Then left to JUCO, or took a year off, Lone Star, then went JUCO. Then no, I'm here.
Here we go.
All right, there it is. You home now, baby. You home.
Hey,
So
glad to be here.
yeah. So I see where you got a nickname, and you got to give us a background on that Wicho. Where you get Wicho from?
Wicho, that's my grandpa. It all started with my grandpa. He would call me. That's what they call Luises in Mexico, at least with our family. Other Luises, we all call them Wichos. So my dad Wicho, I'm Wicho, and then my grandpa, he just started calling me Wicho, and that's
all right.
Yeah.
And I understand you also have another hidden talent that most football players wouldn't have. You play a specific instrument, so tell us about that.
I play a little bit, a little guitar and a little cello. I'm rusty on both of them, but I know as soon as I get a couple an instructor,
couple soda pops.
Hey,
what we call PV soda pops.
PV soda pops. What that mean? That's illegal. But hey, just give me an instructor. I can, you just tell me a song you want me to play. I'll learn. I got you.
Man, I'll tell you what, if I could play the guitar, I'd have been outside the cafeteria every day strumming that guitar. Man, they'd have been tired of me. I'm telling you, I'd have been player with the guitar. Man, they tell me nothing.
Hey, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Miss High Skill.
No, you're fine. I just simply you almost answered it. I just wanted to know what made you decide to attend Prairie View.
They're the one school that gave me the shot out of JUCO. It was them and UIW. It was actually them and UIW. UIW offered me the day before signing day, and Prairie View just felt like home at the moment, and still does. Coaching staff were good. The weight room, fantastic. Field, couldn't ask for anything better. That's it. I mean, I came here and it was great. So,
explain to us, if you can, the pressure of the preparation as you walk up to kick a field goal that may be game tying or game winning.
I'm gonna say it all just comes with preparation. I know y'all saw yesterday's 32.
Yeah,
it hurt. That 32 hurt because that was just a shock to me. I was like, I've been working hard, but then to that I took a step back, and then I realized I was like, I wasn't working as hard as I was. Starting from like what, June 7th, every single day, wake up, work out, go to the field. No, first go to the field, then work out, weights, conditioning, and then go home, eat. Later at night, probably, something small like stretch, do some no steps, something like that. So they really opened up my eyes again. Just got to get back to it.
So it's not just mental, but it's physical preparation as well for field goal kicking.
Just imagine Kobe. Why do you think he was so confident? Why do you think he was, so good? Because he practiced every single day. So when you practice and you work hard, pressures, shouldn't be there. So 32, I'm confident in myself that if I do everything I need to do this whole week, this weekend, you'll see some kickoffs in the end zone, maybe out the end zone.
Yep.
And I'm calling a 50-yard field goal. 50-yard
field goal. You call
like
it. Shot calling. I noticed that you're in kicking in the SWAC. Prairie View is third in the SWAC. So you calling it, you got some backup. I would like to ask you that if everybody, all the players have a preparation process, and they had a song. What's your theme song that gets you in the mood, gets you going before a game? What's that one song?
I couldn't tell you. I like music, so I got a little playlist. It has everything. Like if you go through my music, I have everything. The one thing I probably don't have is like some hardcore like screamo or stuff like that. There's probably like Say My Name. It's like a little bit more less screamo, I guess. But that's I'm all over the place. So I got a little playlist. I got it called. You want another name? Working for Mine.
Okay.
I don't know if I can see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The NFL logo, right?
Yeah,
There it
I see
is.
it. There it is.
Yeah.
I
Getting
don't
ready
aim.
for
I don't aim
Sundays.
small. You gotta go to the highest. You gotta go to the
Yeah.
I
highest.
get.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we
got
wanna see you on
another.
Sundays, bro.
Yeah. Another question. So going back to that missed field goal, because as soon as you missed it, somebody texted me saying, "Man, we just named this boy Money Reyes and he missed the field goal." But as you walked off the field, we noticed that no one spoke to you.
Exactly.
No one spoke to you. And then finally, Jesse Evans came over. He came over and patted you on the back, and I guess he probably said, "It's all right, man. We're gonna get it back." But like, no one else spoke to you. Is that just a typical day in the life of a field goal kicker?
I mean, you just gotta brush it off. Obviously, it's gonna bother you if you know you didn't prepare as well as you could have prepared. So that's what was eating me alive. I'm like, man, like that was a 32-yard field goal. Like, come on, like that's money. That should be money. Anything
That's money. That's money.
That's money.
I'm gonna say when I was at my peak, I had like a little, little ankle something. It wasn't anything big, but enough to sit me out for like a week, 2 weeks of not trying to do anything, relax it. So I came back. So before that, I'm gonna say, hey, I don't know if y'all saw my 70-yard field goal. Did y'all see my 70-yard field goal?
On your social media.
I kicked it back to back to back to back.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
we know you got the lead.
Obviously, that's what wins. No, that's just going out, having fun. But I did kick it back to back, I think 2 or 3 times, back to back. But without win, I'm gonna put money on myself, 55 in. 55 in, you can be good. So
all right, we need to see it. We need to see it. And
like I said, we're just starting. We're just starting. Like, we got y'all. We have a show for y'all. We have a show.
Right. There we go. I want to see him pointing. When you walk on the field, I want you to point like Reggie Jackson used to do. Right? It's going right here.
Hey, what do they say? As long as the ball goes up through the uprights, right? That's all that matters.
That's it.
That's all that matters.
If it go through the uprights, it's money.
Exactly.
It's money.
All right, Luis, well, we appreciate you joining us, man, and you're a pleasure to have on the show. And we wish you good luck, and we want to see some of those 50 plus, bro. We're going to need it this year. We want to leave Jackson.
Y'all see me. Y'all will see me in the weight room or the field. If y'all see me, just say hi. I'm usually just trying to stay locked in as much as possible because that's all. All right, bro. Let's say this: you lock in, there's no pressure.
That's right.
There it is.
That's it right
There
there.
it is. All right, with that, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with I'm So Glad. And we are back with I'm So Glad. Shaunetta, I understand you got a guest with us this week that's going to tell us about what's going on up in the D.
I do. So we are going to talk about the Prairie View A&M Dallas Alumni Chapter's 25th Anniversary Scholarship Gala. And again, that's going to be held next, is it next? No, it's not next week. It's in 2 weeks, the night before the PV Grambling game. And so we have joining us today, Mr. Ferias Ferguson. He is a class of 1996 Management Information Systems major. He is the co-chair for the gala and then also the chair for the program committee. So Ferias, thank you for joining.
Thank you for having me, giving us some advertising time.
Excellent. So 25 years, that's amazing. Give us a little background about the gala.
Okay, it was 25 years ago, well, probably 26 years ago that Hensley Sappinter was the athletic director. He reached out to Opal Johnson-Smith about the Dallas and Fort Worth chapters doing something for the Classic weekend. So the idea was nothing was going on at Friday night, so let's just do something, and can you all raise money for the athletic department? I've heard, just getting some background earlier, I heard they wanted to upgrade the weight room. That's initially what it was for. Okay. And so we hosted the gala. Well, they hosted the gala. They hosted the gala, and they raised the funds. They raised more than they had expected. So they raised the funds and they donated it to the athletic fund. So that was his whole thing. He was wanting to get something started to where we can continuously donate to the athletic fund, which we did. I mean, what they did from 1996 to probably up until 2016 or 17, the money went to the athletic fund.
Okay. So where is it going? So does it go somewhere different now, or is it still?
We started going to where we can double our money basically. They were matching up to 25,000 if we did the endowment. So we opened up 2 separate endowments to try to, get the most for our money. So that's why we switched over to the endowment.
Okay.
Awesome.
So what exciting things can we expect, from the gala this year?
Well, if you came in 2019, we're trying to step it up. We're trying to step it up just a notch. And so 2019, like, we had a bit of surprises. Like, the band was kind of a surprise for everyone. And the reason why I've said let's bring in the band is because many of the people, it's a variety of age groups that are there. So some of the older people never go to homecoming. They're not able to make games. So I was like, let's bring a little bit of the game to them. So when the storm marched in, I mean, they just kind of went up. It was just the drum section. So this year the storm is excited about coming back, but we're gonna add a little bit more to it. So
I don't want you to give it at once.
No, I want to know. I want some secrets. I want some secrets.
You got to put on your clothes and show up, Mike.
You're right. And so we just try to bring some excitement to it. And it's not like I think most people think that, and this is what I thought, initially, because I started going at a young age. But I think initially people just think it's just a regular banquet style. But with a gala, it's a short program. We don't have a speaker. We don't have like a guest speaker. We do a short program, and then it's open we have a live band and we have a DJ. It's open for dancing, drinking, and a good time. So that's what we're trying to, do, and then trying to incorporate various generations.
Yeah. If you don't mind,
so, I may follow. So whenever I go to go ahead, Mike.
Oh, sorry. Just to follow up on that, I guess my question was, have you seen growth in engaging, the different generations from year to year? I mean, take me back past 3-4 years going forward. Have you seen the growth in engaging all the alumni at all levels that you talk to? And if not, what are some of the challenges?
Well, Dallas, one thing Dallas never had. Dallas never had a problem of engaging people. It was most people join after they get a certain age. So we don't have people who graduated probably in between 2015 and up until now, so we probably don't have those people who or even have joined the alumni. But that's who we're trying to reach. So we're trying to reach everybody. So the older generation, they're moving out. Their main thing is we'll pay for it, but we want you all to come in and keep this going.
Right.
Awesome.
Exactly. Yeah. One of the things that I know we always look forward to when we go to these galas, everybody gets dressed up, but you get on YouTube a couple days before, so you learn all the latest hustles and line dances and all that. So everybody want to hear the wobble.
Right.
Everybody wants to hear that new, what's the new one? The Tamia step. It's like 4 or 5 of them, man. So everybody just buy your ticket, get on YouTube.
Yes.
You understand those latest line dances, and everybody has a great time. I think it's really always telling when all the seniors get out there and they know every single one of them. I really enjoy watching them get it in, because we learn from them and we are still learning from them. So I always enjoy every Dallas Alumni Association function, whether it's that when y'all did that tailgate when homecoming was canceled.
Homecoming
tailgate,
that tailgate was awesome.
So
I wasn't there, but I saw the pictures. It was great.
So we're doing it again this year. So it will be the week before homecoming.
Yes, that's the pregame warm up.
Exactly. Y'all know how I feel about tradition. You know how I feel about tradition. I was like, that could be a new tradition prior to homecoming.
We're just keeping it going.
And I
Go
know
ahead.
y'all have you have $1 million goal, right?
No, we've raised over $1 million.
Oh,
So now
awesome.
now we starting
Awesome.
over, kind of just coming out with some new goals that we've been talking about. So I've been pushing for. I'm trying to get their buy-in on it, but we're trying to go a little bit higher now.
Nice.
Awesome.
All right,
That's
Dallas, look at
look
that.
at D-Town.
Hey,
D-Town.
Houston Alumni Chapter, game on. Let's go.
Now you trying to start the D-Town Houston rivalry.
Hey,
again
let's
now.
go.
Right.
Hey, let's play big bank, take little bank. Come on with it.
So my last question though is going to be, so where can we purchase tickets if we have not purchased our tickets yet?
If you go to DallasPVAlumni.com, you can go on our website and you can purchase tickets there. If you can't make it, you can also just make a donation.
There you
No
go.
donation is too small. I told some people, hey, just give me $5. Just give me $5.
I like
Hey,
that.
if you can't make it, how about we do something? Sponsor a young alumni that
Yeah.
you know, everybody's in
yeah.
a different phase of their life.
Mhm.
Buy tickets for a young couple that may not be in a financial situation to, you know, to make the purchase of a ticket. Sponsor a couple. I think that's a good idea too.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. Well, Ferris, we surely appreciate you coming on the show. Friend of the show now. So whenever there's new news coming out of Dallas, we got another fundraiser. Keep us plugged in, man. And we're pub right here on 1876 Sports and Culture Podcast. Thanks for coming on, bro.
All right. Thank you all for having me.
I
All right. Good
appreciate
deal.
it.
And we'll be right back with the We Ready shoutouts.
Ferris, can you line dance? We were talking about line dance. Can you line dance?
Well, my rhythm is a little off, but I can get it. Just don't put me up front.
Hey, then I'll be behind you then, because I can't land dance at all.
There's a quick.
Real quick, when was Gail at PV?
Gail was at PV from 87 to 91.
Okay, so do y'all know Gail Ferguson?
Probably.
That
Probably
name
so.
is familiar. Yeah.
If you saw me a picture, I probably do.
Yeah, exactly. If I saw,
Yeah, that's when she was there. So yeah.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
All right. All right. Thank you all.
Thanks for coming on the show. Appreciate it.
We are back with the We Ready shout outs. Joe, what you got?
Man, I got to give a shout out to my man from my hometown, New Orleans, Louisiana, graduate of Edna Carr High School, Ahmad Antoine. He ran 14 carries, 86 yards, 6.1 yards per carry, 2 touchdowns, and just because he had some extra time, a block punt. So Ahmad Antoine, he ready.
He ready. Mike, what you got?
Giving a shout out to several members of the PVAMU women's volleyball team who beat Lamar 3-2, 3 sets 2, 3 games to 2, whatever. Here are some of the statistics. Kylie Owens had 28 kills. My favorite stat in sports. Taylor Roberts had 13 kills.
Yeah.
Leela Smalls had 10 kills. All right. And then Yvonne McKenzie had 3 aces. And Kylie Owens, in addition to the kills, she had 4 aces. So heads up, this volleyball team, they ready.
They ready.
They
Hey,
ready.
man, another thing, you know, with the volleyball game, I see the freshman dorms are organizing themselves, coming to the women's volleyball game and sitting in sections. And they all got different chants. I'm loving this kind of school spirit, man. I'm enjoying this. I hope it's a volleyball game on the yard this week because I'll be there on Tuesday through Thursday. So I'm going to try and get to a game if they got one.
They clicked up.
Yeah.
So.
All right, Shaunetta, take us on out of here.
Hold on. Do we need to woosah first? What do we need to do to properly prepare for the situation?
We got to do arpeggio.
Nom your red king. Like so. Ding.
All right, y'all, don't wait. Let's just go
with
straight
it.
on. Yes.
Go with my rhythm. How I say it. That's I'm setting the tone.
So do
All right, give us the metronome.
PV.
You.
No.
I did it right. I tried to help you.
bless our heart in a Texas kind of way. And
You
we
is
out.
smart.
All
You
right.
is
All right.
beautiful.